Hey everyone, let's talk about how to add indefinite progress bar on Dash Python. So when we load a data from database, right, sometimes you want to add some loading bar like this one. So let's check how to do this on Dash because this is not a standard feature of Dash. The standard feature is the spinner, which I don't really like. So the problem with the spinner is that it will remove the whole content of the container that we want to load. So I prefer this way actually. Let's jump right in. Okay, let's start with this basic code, which is the layout. So we'll have the imports right here. So one thing that is important, you need to install this component in your Python. So if you don't have yet, you might want to do pip install. Let me show you right here. Pip install dash bootstrap components, and then wait until the process is finished. And then once you are done, you set up the application, and then you will need this helper function. So this is to set up the loading bar, and this is to set up the style, and then this is the main layout. So as we can see, the title is here, the subtitle, and then the content panel will be down here to show the content that is supposedly coming from the database. And then there's a button load data right there. And then this is the hidden component that we will use to load the indefinite progress bar. So this is the run as usual. So we need to also prepare the assets folder. So if your project folder looks like this, you have a Python file, you will need to name the folder next to it called assets. And then the naming of the CSS is up to you. So this CSS contains the code that I have prepared as well. So this is the indefinite progress bar. So this is the main container, and then this will be the background line, and then this will be the running line, and this is some animations there. So this is pretty standard. You can just copy the code and put it in your CSS. Coming back to our main code right here. So the first thing that we need to do is to read the event for the load data. So as usual, we can do a callback. This will be a bit tricky because, okay, the first callback, we will use it to load the proper data, right? So we'll use the loading div, which is coming from this one, the hidden component, and then we will access the children of it, and then the second output of this callback will be the content panel, this one, which is to hold the contents later on, and then the children, and then the input for this one. So this will happen when the load button is clicked, right? So the standard will be n clicks, which is the number of clicks of that button. So put an extra comma just to make it nicer to add components later on. Okay, so this one will be when data loaded. So we will add the input, which is not very important for this one actually, because this will be used to read the number of clicks for that button. We will simulate data loading from database. We put time sleep 2 seconds, and then what we will return is empty, and then this is the loaded data. Let's put a timestamp there so we know that the content is changing. So remember to actually change it with your proper query, right? Either you use it from MySQL or something. There's a tricky part here because this is when data is loaded, and then we need to add the second one, which is when data starts loading. The naming is up to you, it's totally up to you. And the thing here, we need to access the loading div. We don't need the content panel right here. And then when the data starts loading, we want to create the loading bar for this. So actually, we have prepared the function. So create the loading bar is here. And then if you see here, the styling of the loading div is this one. So you can adjust, like for example, the height. If you want it to be less thick, then you adjust it to be smaller number. So now you take the create loading bar and then put whatever ID you want, loading 1, 2, 3. Now, this one is supposed to load when we start the data loading process, and this one is supposed to load after the data is finished loading. So how to simulate this? We want to make sure that, okay, let's put time slip 0.1 here. We want to make sure that this function happens after when data starts loading, right? So give a slight delay there. Now, supposedly this will work, but it's actually not, okay? Because there's a second complication on Dash that we need to deal with, okay? Now, you need to also run the dashboard. There's a second complication. It says duplicate callback outputs. Means that you are using the loading div 2 times here. Okay, so the solution will be, we will make this as the main function for that. Okay, let's say this will happen when the app starts. Okay, and then this will be like the sub process, because this is just to start the loading bar, right? So what we need to put here is, one is prevent initial call, so it does not duplicate with this one. And then second is a flag called allow duplicate equals to true. So once we flag all these, then we can start the, okay, this happens because actually the dashboard is loading this for the first time. Okay, if you don't want this to load for the first time, you can just put the flag prevent initial call equals to true. Okay, so if you use that, then there will be no loading at start. Okay, it will only load the data once you press the button. Okay, the indefinite progress bar is running, and then the loading will be shown, then the data will be loaded. What's nice about this that you don't need to remove the whole content of the container while you are loading the new data. So essentially the user will see the previous data as opposed to the default dbc.spinner, which is a Dash Bootstrap components for Dash that will remove the entire div when the next loading starts. That's all I have for you today. Thank you. Subscribe.